What's going on, guys? In this video we are going to see how to solve this system of differential equation using elimination. Here the first thing is we are going to separate these x terms and y terms. For the first one we can write it as x prime and we can bring this 2x to the front. So this is going to become x prime plus 2x plus y prime is equal to 0. Then for the second term we can combine this x prime minus x and y prime minus y. X prime minus x plus y prime minus y, that's equal to sine t. Okay, now after this we are going to write this one in terms of d, and d is first derivative. So we can, instead of writing like x prime plus 2x, we can take it as d plus 2x. It means when you reverse it, dx mean first derivative of x. If it's d square, it means second derivative. So dx plus 2x, it will come like dx plus 2x. dx means first derivative of x. Okay, now we have combined these two together and we keep the y as it is, and we can just put it as d times y because that's just one derivative. That's equal to 0. And for the second one we can write it as d minus 1x, and for the y terms we can write it as d minus 1 y. Okay, that's equal to 0. Now here we can get rid of to solve this equation, system of differential equation, what we have to do is we have to eliminate one term, then only we can solve. Here you can choose to get rid of this y or x. Here I'm going to get rid of this y. To get rid of this y, first we have to equate y terms, and then we have to just change the sign. So here we have d minus 1, so I multiply this one by d minus 1. And here we have d for y, so I multiply this one by d. But if I multiply by d, this is going to be equal, but we want the negative sign to get rid of that, because when we add them, the y term should be eliminated, so we put a negative d for that. So when we put and multiply, let's see what happens. So d minus 1 time plus d, let's keep the first word term as it is. d minus 1, d minus 1, d plus 2 x, and then plus d minus 1, or let's multiply together, d square minus d times y is equal to 0. And for the second term I multiply everything by negative d, so this is going to become negative d square plus d times x plus negative d square plus d times y is equal to 0. Here if you compare these two terms, this one, okay, this one should be sine t. Here I forgot to put a sine t. Here sine t, and this d term multiplies everything. Okay, and here we should have this negative d sine t, after the equal sign, negative d sine t. Okay, now if you compare these two terms, this one d square minus d times y, and here we have negative d square plus d times y, equal thing, but sign is opposite. So when we add them together, these two are going to cancel. That's the purpose. We have to get rid of one of the terms. We have to get rid of x or y. Here we got rid of y, so we can go and solve for this. We are adding these two terms. When we add, these two cancels, and we will end up with these two. But before we add, let's try to simplify this one. Let's write the first term in simpler way. d minus 1 times d plus 2x. Let's multiply these two things. d square, and then d times 2, that's going to be 2d, minus 1 times d, that's minus 1d, 2d plus minus 1d, that's going to be just d, and minus 1 times 2, that's going to be negative 2, the whole thing multiplied by x. And let's this one I just put it directly, minus d square plus d x, that's equal to negative d sine x. Here it's easy to take the derivative of this one. If you take the derivative of sine t, that's going to be cos t, and since the negative sign is in front, we just keep it as it is. So this is going to become negative cos t. And here we can, instead of d square, d and everything, we can replace it with this one with x double prime, d square times x double prime plus dx, that's x prime minus 2x, plus negative d square x, that's negative x double prime, negative x double prime plus x prime is equal to negative cos t. Here you can see we can cancel this x double prime and x double prime because opposite sign. Here this x prime and x prime combines and become 2x prime. Let's write this one right here, 2x prime minus 2x, that's equal to negative cos t. Okay, this is what we have right now. Now here you can use undetermined coefficient to solve this one. I'm just gonna directly write the answer because undetermined coefficient, if you want to know how to do that, I made videos on that. You can go ahead and check them, but when you do that, you will get this answer. That's going to be x of t is equal to c1 e power t plus 1 over 4 cos t minus 1 over 4 sin t. This is the solution for x. Now this is not enough. We had to find y of t too. Whenever we have system of solutions, system of differential equation, we had to solve for x and also we had to solve for y. Here we have solved for x. To solve for y, we can use this first equation. You can use any equation, but it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose this first one. We solve for x, we just want to rearrange in terms of y. So we can rearrange this one like y prime is equal to negative x prime minus 2x. Here negative x prime minus 2x. Now we have to find out x prime. We have x. We have to find out x prime. To find out x prime, we have to take the derivative of this one. X prime is going to be, if you take the derivative of c1 e power t, that's going to be just c1 e power t. And if you take the derivative of cos t, that's going to be minus sin t. So minus 1 over 4 sin t. And derivative of sin t is going to be just cos t. So 1 over 4 cos t. Okay, now let's go ahead and plug it in this equation. Y prime is going to be minus, and then instead of x prime, we replace that one with this c1 e power t minus 1 over 4 sin t minus 1 over 4 cos t. And then we have minus 2x, minus 2 times, instead of x, we plug this one, c1 e power t plus 1 over 4 cos t minus 1 over 4 sin t. Okay. Now we have all these terms. Let's add them and simplify furthermore. Here we have c1 e power t minus 2 c1 e power t. If you add them together, this is going to become minus 2. That's going to make this one minus 3. Minus 3 c1 e power t. Now here we have minus 1 over 4 sin t. It means plus 1 over 4 sin t. And here we have minus 2 minus 1 over 4 sin t. So it's plus 2 over 4. Let's write this one. This is 1 over 4 and this one is 2 over 4. 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4, that's 3 over 4. So we will get 3 over 4 sin t. And let's get rid of this one. Let's choose a different color. Okay, now the next thing is cos t. Minus 1 over 4 cos t, that's going to be plus 1 over 4. And minus 2 times 1 over 4, that's minus 2 over 4. Minus 2, let's keep it as 2 over 4. Minus 2 over 4. And minus 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4, that's going to give us minus 1 over 4. So this is going to become minus 1 over 4 cos t. Okay. This is what we get after we simplify everything. Now we have the y prime, but our purpose is to find y. To find out y, we have to integrate this one. Integrate, when we integrate, integration and derivative cancels each other and we find the answer for y. Okay, we have to integrate with respect to t. Now first this one become y of t. That's equal to, if you integrate e power t, that's still e power t, so negative 3 c1 e power t. And if you integrate sine t, integration of sine is negative cos, so negative 3 over 4 cos t, and integration of cos is sine, so that's going to remain 1 over 4 sine t, and we have to add a constant. Let's put as c2, okay, because we already use c1 here, so I put c2 as a constant, and that's our final answer. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and if you are trying to learn differential equation, there are a bunch of videos in my playlist. I hope you guys watch that too, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.